I've had many jobs. I literally, okay guys, I don't know if I've ever said this before either, but like one time I got a job at a Japanese company. And I literally did that thing where almost the entire interview was in Japanese. But it was a Japanese company in the United States. And I literally did that thing where it's like when you put that you are Nihongo Jozu, but or like, you know, when you lie on your resume. I literally did that. And during the interview, they asked me questions. And then I answered something and it totally got them on another tangent. Because so basically I could not understand it all. Like I couldn't understand like the mechanical jargon that they used. But then they asked me another question and I answered that. And then and then they started talking a lot. And then the interview was over and they were like, "Okay, cool, you got the job." I maybe spoke like 3 words in this interview. Like literally. I literally was just probably like, "Oh, hi. So desu ne." Then they were like, "Cool. You're hired." Literally fake it till you make it. But the job was kind of hell. Because the entire... Okay, so how do I explain? I was like a middle... even now, I don't really understand what I got hired to do. So like, how do I explain? Okay, how do I explain? It was like, okay, they kind of... How do I explain this? It was like shipping parts to... Shipping like machine parts to other companies is like the best way that I can describe it. And so my job, the girl who trained me for a week and then she was like, "I'm out. See ya." And it was like a logistics. Yes. Yeah. My job though was to make educated guesses on how long the things would take to arrive at the company. And I was like, "How do you know?" And she would be like, "Well, you see, there's a boat." And it literally is just vibes guessing the job. And like, I'd be like, okay. And apparently she was like the best. She could guess things down to like a day or something. She was so good. She was a prodigy guesser like or something. And me, I was like, "Well, how do you know?" And she was like, "The boat comes." And I'm like, "Okay, but like, yeah." And she's like, "You just have to feel it." And I'm like, "What?" And so then she left and I would be stuck there like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? and safe to say, I didn't last very long. There was like a whole spreadsheet of boats, and you would have to like look at like the longitude and the latitude of the boat, and then be like, okay, this is where the boat is at. And then guess. And then fill out the spreadsheet of like this is how long it will take before it's there. And you had people every day. And she would just, the girl training me, she would be like, oh yeah, like Kumiko-sama, she's crazy. She will message you, she will email you every day asking how much longer. And I just subtracted a day because it's the next day. So if it's 30 days, the next day that she emails you, you say 29. It just works. That was a job that I had, you guys. Like a real job. That was a real job that I had. Oh, jeez. and they would get really mad at you if your predictions were not correct about how long it would take for these things to arrive. I feel like they trolled you or something. It was a very strange job. I wasn't as good as the girl that trained me. She was a prodigy guesser. She like sensed it in her little brain. She had like an antenna coming out of her head that could communicate with the boat. I heard fake it till you make it, but never fake it till you fake some more. Office Mint be like, hi, so desu ne. And yeah, I guess like Japanese was not like a super requirement, but they would talk to me in Japanese, and I'm like, I'm literally slaving away at my desk, literally measuring latitude and longitude of these boats, and they're like, "Konnichiwa, Minto-san. Genki desu ka?" And I'm like, down to like millimeters. Yeah, they thought I had boat sense. But the great part was, it was pretty close to the old maid cafe that I was haunting. So yeah, it was yeah, it was pretty close. And then it was a job. Yeah, it was a job, and I needed one. And I remember I had that job, and I remember applying for other jobs, being like, I can't do this. I am not a boat psychic. I can't do this. I don't understand. I'm not the boat whisperer. And so I was like putting in other job, and I remember I finally had gotten a job at another place that was like over an hour away, and I took it because it was over an hour one way of a commute. And so I took that because that's how desperate I was to get away from the boats. I was desperate. Oh, great Minto of the boat, what is my numbers to win the lottery? Give me your longitude and latitude right now, and I got you, buddy. I got you. Out of morbid curiosity, how much did this job pay? Great question. I can't remember, but I believe it was like 13, 14 an hour. Yeah. Full time. 13 an hour in the 80s. Whoa! The coordinates! I wonder where that shows. The 1800s. Hey! maid. How old do you think I am? There were no maid cafes in the 1800s. Only real maids.